What's up, guys? It's me, Senpapi Rick. Today is episode 5 of my podcast. And yes, I have been slacking hard on my podcast itself. I've just been a very busy man. I've been trying to make sure I keep this podcast ongoing at least once either every week or every 2 weeks. But a lot of my life went upside down. Not in a bad way though, in a good way. So it's like I finally got my own place. I finally, proposed. I finally have a lot of things that's working in order. And I'm just extremely happy for all the things that have, came in my life. But now that I'm finally have my office set up the way how I want it for now, and now that I'm actually having a little bit more free time because of organization, ways of my life now, let's get into some of these questions. And like I said, I feel so bad because it's March and some of these questions were asked in October 28th of 2020. But let's get into this. First question is from Ashy. Is Poppy a weirdo? Everybody's a weirdo. Everybody has that weird side of them. So yes, I am a weirdo. I'm proud to be a weirdo. Number 2 from Ashy again. What is one of your favorite drinks and why? If we're gonna go by regular alcohol drinks, I love myself some mojitos. And I love myself a little bit of Hennessy. A mojito or a Hennessy on the money, perfect. If we're gonna get into juices, Twister Tropical Punch, amazing. And if we get into types of water, y'all might think water have no taste, but water has a taste. My favorite water is Poland Spring. Will you play Agony from Dope? Don't know what Agony is. I probably won't. I usually play games that I already am affiliated of series I already know of, or games that I've seen blow up on YouTube or TikTok or any other social media platforms, and if it seems interesting, I'll play it. So if I see Agony, if I see probably something I'll like, I probably will. But depending on how other people's videos have done with it on YouTube, it may just be a series I play by myself, not recorded. You play more scary games? Yes. I have Outlast, I have Blair Witch, I have both the Amnesias. I'm already pre-ordered Resident Evil 8. I have all Resident Evil games on my computer itself. I'm willing to play through all the other games. I played 0 and played 3 on my channel, and I played parts of 4. So I'm willing to play the other Resident Evil games on my channel or on stream just for you guys. So yeah, horror games will continue. Do you have a rare hobby that most would think is weird? I guess the only hobbies I have is pop collection, Pokemon cards. That's all I can really think of. Pokemon cards and pop collection. So I have no weird hobbies. And cigars. What's your secret talent? My secret talent, I guess, could be editing, cooking. And that's about it. Cooking and editing are usually my only talents that I know of. I don't have any secret talents. I mean, when I smoke, I can do some smoke tricks, like do O's, waterfalls, and other stuff in that kind of nature. And I guess we could say my secret talent is I can't get drunk. No matter how many alcohol you feed me or put inside of me, I cannot get drunk. Have you ever played a game that was so scary you had to stop playing mid-recording playing? Yes. I did that 5 different occasions with Outlast, Resident Evil, and Dead Space. Dead Space 2, when I first played it when I was in probably mid-teenage years, I screamed every 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I remember I got the hang of the game where I noticed dead bodies, quote unquote, were not real dead bodies. The aliens were still alive. What I didn't know, well, most games has that direction where if something's secretly alive, if you tap at it, throw a rock, shoot a gun at it, whatever, it wakes up. That's how Resident Evil was. A lot of other games are the same exact way. You can tell things are obviously placed there for a purpose. And there's times where you shoot at it, or you throw something at it and it comes alive. That doesn't work with Dead Space. I saw a body on the floor by a safe station. I shot it. Shot the arm off, shot the head off, shot the left arm, one of the blades, and the head off. Okay, it's dead. Most games have that feature. If you shoot it, you're fine. I walked to it, it got the hell up. No head, no nothing at it. I stopped the game. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done playing this game forever. But yeah, that happened to me. Favorite not popular candy. We have Goobers. I like Smarties. What else do I like? That's not very mainstream, like Reese's Cups and Hershey's. Goobers. I guess Goobers, Smarties, and Swedish Fish. Those are the main things I usually snack on, or for Japanese culture, Yan Yan Senpapi. Those are my go-tos for stuff like that. Will you ever smoke pot with the boys? Once it's all legal from the whole entire country, we'll discuss a meet and greet with a certain substance. I got you guys with that. So will I ever smoke pot with you guys? Or smoke a magical leaf? As long as it's legal, I don't mind. Favorite thing to do to get ready for holidays: Christmas pajamas, hot chocolate, Elf on the TV, Christmas decorations, Christmas lights, Christmas tree, ornaments, Christmas socks. And yeah, just basically get together with family and listen to Christmas music as well. But mostly it's Christmas pajamas, watching Elf on the TV. How much wood will a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I don't know. I think 7. Least favorite and favorite things to eat on Christmas. Oof. Well, obviously I'm part of the Puerto Rican background and Cuban background. So panin, arroz y gandules, jamon. You have, what else do we usually have for empanadas, pasteles, maduros? I would say my favorite thing to eat on Christmas is panin and arroz y gandules. Me, I've never been a big fan of pasteles. So least favorite is pasteles. And most favorite is panin and arroz y gandules. Just rice and beans. And panin is just like, it's pork. And pasteles is like, I don't know how to describe it. Pasteles is just, Best and worst Christmas songs. Listen, after working at retail and hearing Christmas songs from November 1st all the way to New Year's Eve, all Christmas songs are horrible. So there's no best or worst. Once you work retail, y'all understand the pain of listening to Christmas songs every single fucking minute, from first second to the last second of the day, for 7 hours, 8 hours, depending how long your shift is. Candy cane and hot chocolate, or no candy cane? No candy cane. I'd rather just have the hot chocolate with some marshmallows and a tad bit of cinnamon on top. I call it a day. Who are your top 5 artists? My top 5 artists are Bad Bunny. These two are considered a group, so these count as one artist. Wisin and Yandel, they're a Spanish group. I will say Eminem, Hobson, and Anual. So 3 Spanish artists and 2 English artists. Those are the main people who I listen to all the time. If you're not those 5 people I named, or 6, but 2 of them are part of a group. Those are the main people who I listen to all the time on repeat almost every day. What Christmas music do you like? None. Retail killed all of it for me. I used to like to listen to "The Weather Outside Is Frightful," but like I said, Rito ended that for me. Any likes or any toleration of it, it's out the window now. Favorite thing to do on Christmas: get together with family, open up gifts, buy gifts, see people's reactions when they open their gifts. Food, more food, Badnin, which is food, alcohol drinks, and now I'm an adult. Seeing new generations grow up the way how I grew up, because this Christmas that passed was humongous. My aunt's Christmas tree was packed to the brim with Christmas gifts. Just seeing the kids of the newer generation, were like between the ages of 6 to 10, seeing their reactions to Santa, to gifts, to opening whatever, it's a great feeling, because you're seeing them live the life that you wish you could go back in time to live again. Not to make it all sound all so damn deep and stuff like that, but yeah, it's just, I like seeing stuff like that. Those are my favorite things to watch. Seeing kids actually genuinely enjoy Christmas, and just the whole aspect of being with family and eating food. What makes you prefer Blarg over the other goons? Honestly, Matt has been, I don't know, like, it's just with his content, it's different than the others, because Grizzy started off with not much edits and then became highly edited because of his editors. Then, Soup is very minimally edited. All this is really subtitles and just him being loud and being funny and very offensive and stuff like that. McNasty's and the same thing. His is highly edited with offensive jokes and la 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 la. And the dude takes 18 years for one video, and it's also extremely highly edited, and it's enjoyable to watch. Matt seemed to have more of an organized schedule every Tuesdays and Fridays. His videos are between either lightly to highly edited, great amount of edits, not too much, not too little. His humor is basically, sprinkle of everything. Super offensive to super witty to super daddy. Sounds weird, but he has this basically how my personality is and how my humor is. His humor is identical to mine. He has very bad jokes that are so bad that it still makes you laugh. He has very dry humor that's very funny. He has very offensive humor, which is very funny. So he's like a mix of everything, which is why I prefer Matt over the others, because his humor is like mine. That's why I like Matt more than the others. Obviously I love all of them equally, but when it comes to content, I look forward to seeing Matt upload compared to others. Have you ever been arrested? No, my family is full of military, detectives, cops, and officers, so I've been in part of a family that has to do a lot with law, and I'm not gonna take that advantage of. I'm not gonna take advantage of that, get my get out of jail free card, but never had any I never had any interactions with police. Never. Was it ever hard to manage school life versus home life or social life? Honestly, no. In middle school, I wasn't very social at all, and because of that, I was severely bullied. During the middle course of 7th grade, I guess I had my midlife crisis, quote unquote, of educational. I guess with school life, I had my midlife crisis, because technically speaking, 7th grade is like towards the middle. 12th grade is when you graduate. So I had my little midlife crisis of school social wise, and I decided just to become more social and become more unlike myself that I was, and just get out of my comfort zone. I did. I managed to befriend a lot of people, from the popular kids to the jocks to the nerds to the potential school Call of Duty people, and just overall just defended everybody. I became like one of the cool people that were cool with everybody. And I never had time, I never had a hard time managing all that. I managed to get my homework done, get my school life done, managed to get my home life done with, having friends over, or spending time with my family, spending time with friends. So yeah, high school days were fine by me. I never had a hard time managing anything. What is your overview of Goons podcast? I mean, I watch every single episode of their podcast, so I enjoy it thoroughly. I would like to get to the point where I could get like people on my podcast to record with me, like I did before with with the fiance, with N5. So down the line, I would love to get other people involved with my podcast, like how I am with the Sticks of Fire podcast. I have Alex and Innocence. So probably down the line, when I get more topics driven instead of questions, I think after episode 5, I'm just gonna take no more questions. I would like to get only topics only, or questions that actually could turn into topics. So that's my idea now. But down the line, I would like to have a podcast and transform this podcast to be like how my Sticks of Fire is and how the Goons are. How hard, easy is it to become a YouTube content creator or content creator in general? Not asking for me, but so that those who are interested can hear your perspective. I feel like a lot of people think it's easy or that anybody can do it. YouTube content creation is easy, but to become a creator, get a popularity fan base, is hard. Creation is easy. I could easily record 5 seconds of my life or 10 minutes of my life and just hit upload on YouTube and technically become a creator. But it's about the editing, it's about the dedication, about the motivation, about the scheduling, it's about the interactions, it's about the time invested into making your name known, and as well as making name for yourself. That's part that gets hard. That's where you have to start taking extremely more time on your side to liven up your name, make it original. And that's the thing that's also hard on YouTube, is to be original. I made a point in previous podcasts and topics of other videos of that's not podcast related. And I stated it is impossible for you to be original on YouTube. But whatever line of creation you want to do, from gaming to podcasting to vlogging to reviewing to reaction to construction, DIYs, fragrance, anything of those natures, look at the most popular people of that brand. Where the most popular gamers are, look at their content. Whoever the best reactors are, look at their content. Whoever are the best of DIYs, look at their content. So get yourself affiliated with at least 5 different creators of that topic that are who are possibly in the top 10, and see what makes them original individually. Once you figure out what makes them original, focus on something on yourself that could be original at being unoriginal. Because the topic you're going to be uploading is not original content. But you voicing how you want to voice, how you want to talk about it, how you want to explain it, that potentially could be original. That's my input. If you could have any animal in the world as a pet, what would it be? Extinct or alive? I want to have a lion. Either a lion or a bear. Why? I don't know. I just think a lion with the mane, because of my beard, I have like my beard going on, all wolfy. Ooh, never mind. A lion or the wolf? I want to get a lion or a wolf. I'm a big fan of huskies, and wolf kind of embodies a husky. I want to get a wolf, or I want to get a lion. What's your favorite holiday season tradition? For me, usually Thanksgiving, and the tradition is food. With Christmas, we cook a lot of food. We get the coquitos and stuff like that, but you also do the same thing for Thanksgiving. We get, coquito, which is a Puerto Rican drink, rum and coconut. You get, benin, ham, jamon, how you say it in Puerto Rico. You'll get like things in the nature of, what was it? Turkey, stuffing, different type of salads, arroz y gandules. It's a pile of mountains of just food. That's my favorite tradition for holidays. Hot cocoa versus apple cider. Go for hot cocoa. I've never been a big fan of apple cider. So hot cocoa 100%. Do you like snow? Yes, I do. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been a big fan of snow. And as of recently of New Jersey, we got hit for like 27 feet of snow. Obviously I'm exaggerating, but we got hit hard this year with snow. That haven't happened in years. And I enjoyed it. I played outside. I smoked, I'm into cigars, so I went outside to smoke a cigar while it was snowing, relaxing, chilling, all that kind of sorts. Like I said, I love snow. I would love to live in Canada during the winter time just to enjoy the true nature of snow. But we'll see if that happens one day, hopefully. What's one instrument you love to hear but can't take the time to learn to play? I love to listen to the piano. Piano is something I always loved, listening to. I used to have little apps on my phone playing with keys, and I always wished to play piano. I currently have no time to do it, and with the apartment I have now, I don't have the space to hold a piano. Within the line, if I get myself a house, I would love to get myself a piano and learn it, but that's the main instrument I would love to play. But I hear it a lot because I do and other stuff like that. Favorite Christmas song? Like I said, there is none at the moment because of retail ruined my life. One present that you remember getting as a kid? I think it was a Game Boy. No, GameCube. I got a PlayStation 2. I got myself, not myself, but someone got myself a PS3 for Christmas. Gotten pajamas. I've gotten shoes. All these things are just like amazing things that I remember getting as a kid. And I said I grew up in a family where income was not the best, so any present was actually amazing for me as a kid. So from the Game Boys, GameCubes, Pokemon games, to Pokemon cards, to the PS3, to pajamas, to socks. I always remember all those kind of stuff. Do you play Minecraft? Yes, I have a few episodes on my channel already. But this was like back in December 8th. So homie already watched those episodes of my Minecraft. You call your poppy in the bedroom? I plead the fifth. Will you play Minecraft with us one day? Yes. Yes, I want to do a Minecraft server. 100%. But down the line, I would definitely have a Minecraft server. Thoughts on movie piracy? Again, I plead the fifth. I managed to watch a lot of movies. Yeah, that's all I can say. Do you enjoy playing story-based games? Yes, that's why I'm a PlayStation person. Never got into Microsoft. I never owned a Microsoft system ever in my life. But I love my PlayStation because of Uncharted, Last of Us, because of all the games they have, Jack and Daxter, God of War, original of Metal Gear. Most of the Metal Gear games weren't for Xbox, like Metal Gear Solid 4 is not for Xbox. Kingdom Hearts took a while to go on Xbox, but it became first on PlayStation. Most of the story-driven games were on PlayStation. So those are the games I love the most. And yes, I love story-based games. What are your PC specs? I don't know from the top of my head, but it's decent, and I want to get a better computer on the line. So when I get the better PC specs, the one I want to get for myself, I'll let you know when that went on. How much do you know about Canadian-American conflict of 1812? Nothing. I don't know anything about that kind of history. I just know I know more history of Puerto Rico. I know more history of Mexico versus America. I didn't really know any history between Canadians and Americans because it really wasn't talked about in schooling for me. How did you get the Metal Gear Solid theme? Oh, that's one of the first games I ever played. I was introduced to Metal Gear when I was 4 years old. I know. The first two games I got in when I got the PS1, the PlayStation 1, was Metal Gear Solid and Toy Story Racing. And the game I decided to grab was Metal Gear. And me and my father played it together most of the times. There's times where I played it by myself. There's times he played it. But yeah, I started playing Metal Gear as a 4-year-old child. And I've just been hooked to the game ever since. What made you choose Classroom for the server? Well, for the Discord itself, I decided to put Classroom because of my name, Senpapi Rick. Senpapi, or Senpai, is a classification you give to is either a higher up or a person of knowledge or a student of knowledge in Japan. In Japan's school life. But since I have the senpai in my name, I decided I wanted the server to be school related. That's why the server thing is it's parts of the thing is called Schoolhouse. Topics are subject driven. Things that are not really subjects like food, arts, and whatever. They're called extracurricular, because it's in the nature of school. Simple as that. So I just want to be related to the name I have for me, my OCD, and just my ways of thinking, because I overthink a lot. Goons comp channel when? I have no idea what's going on with the Goons highlight channel. I know they've been uploading their Goons gaming. That's taken a long while for them to start Goons gaming. So I'm thinking possibly that Goons gaming might be the channel I might be highlighting. I don't know yet. I gotta message Matt again to see what's going on with that. Why play Cards Against Humanity with Bappo and also the other day? Busyness. I have 5 channels to run and a podcast channel to run, 2 podcast channels to run, as well as life that is hard to maintain. So that's why I don't play no Cards Against Humanity with you, Dead Souls, and Bappo. I do apologize. What's a goal you have made? The goal I have made is to potentially, hopefully, down the line of 2021, is to get rid of the compilation weight off my shoulder. I would like my content to do as well, or even half as well, as the comps I have released in the past. And I will love to be known as the Senpapi Rick, and not just the person who made blank moments. That's the goal I have made. Let's see how it will go down the line. What's the hardest goal you've met? YouTube. I decided to go full force and decided to take my time and do a YouTube channel. Back when when I got fired at Walmart, and for it to take off, that's definitely been the hardest goal to meet, because I went to the point where I don't need a 9-to-5 anymore to maintain my life. So it was like, is it worth me quitting my job and pursuing YouTube, or is continue my job and having YouTube as a side thing more worth it. So that goal to actually quit my job and focus on YouTube, that was a goal I have met. That was like the hard decision, the hardest to achieve. What are the most nostalgic things that you remember? Traveling. Went to the Bahamas. Parties my family used to throw a lot of the times every weekend as a kid growing up. Like for both my mom and my dad's side, they tend to get together a lot, and they tend to spend a lot of time with each other, which is something I always admire. It was something I always wanted to continue when I hopefully potentially get my own house in the future. Because, you know, family is something that we don't take in consideration from both sides, from my mom and from my dad's. So things that I remembered were, you know, basement parties, house parties, get-togethers, me traveling around Florida, driving to Florida with my father, flying to Florida with my mom. Just the whole ordeal, just either traveling or just being with family. Those are the things that are just very nostalgic to me. What's your favorite breakfast? My favorite breakfast is bacon with powdered French toast with a side of sausage. That's my favorite breakfast. Or IHOP pancakes. Or a Colorado omelet from IHOP. What is the most odd grocery store experience you've had? Just working at Walmart. It looks like I worked at Walmart. I've seen so many fights. I've seen so many ordeals. I've seen so many people come in dressed a different way of just difference. I've seen just it's hard to explain. But the short time frame I have for a podcast, because I could go on for like 5-7 hours of all the weird shit and things I experienced working at Walmart, or even, you know, being in Walmart stores entirely, or just a store entirely. But I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen humongous guys with booty shorts. I've seen big girls with crop tops. I've seen old Santa looking dude that was probably 300-400 pounds with jean shorts bending down, and he had pink thongs on. So I've seen a lot of ordeals. It's I don't know. What is your thoughts on the Israeli-Pakistani conflict? I haven't really read much about it. Most likely it might not be a good thing. If it's anything to deal with genocidal stuff or this war, I'd never favor conflict. Anything that deals with people getting hurt, I don't like it. Either or, who it is, doesn't matter what they've done. People getting hurt is something I'd never want to be happening to anybody. The cringe fest that was Game Awards. Yeah, that hurt me. The Game Awards was hurtful, except for that one commercial with the game. Wasn't it like for gamers being the ultimate race commercial type of thing they were having? That commercial was the only thing out of it. All of that, everything else was cringe. That one commercial made it amazing. Is Goofy a dog, or are there enough ecological and genetic differences to make it not a dog? Goofy's a dog. I don't give a hell what people say. Goofy's a dog. First experience with alcohol. I will say I was maybe 6-7 years old. Yeah, 6-7 years old. My grandfather used to live here in New Jersey, which is my dad's father. and he was the main person who used to be like, call it that pecao, which is like sticky, whatever, in Puerto Rico. He was basically like the pecao of the family. Like, he made everybody stick together with his house. And I forgot where he lived in New Jersey, but I forgot what city. But in the city he lived in, it was basically smack down in the middle of a lot of people who live further from one another. Like, my grandmother was one of 16. My grandmother was one of 16 kids. At the time, there was like 10 people still alive from the 16. And there was people who lived north in New Jersey, people who lived south, people who lived west. The city that he lived in was already east. You can't go any more eastern from where the city we're at. But like I said, people were spread out. Where he lived was smack down, it was basically smack down the middle. The people who lived north, west, and south. It was a great area for everybody to come together. Because of that, we had gatherings basically almost every weekend, from Friday night to Sunday morning, to a party. And during the summertime, adults would take little tables and domino tables to the backyard. The kids would be inside the house, or they'll go in the backyard, or us kids would just wander. And the basement is where all the drinks are at. I have a older best friend, which I call my sister, because we literally grew up together. My older sister decided to run the basement when there was no adults, and me and my other sister, my actual older sister, followed along, went to the basement, and we went behind the bar and took drinks. I was like 7, my sister was 8, and my best friend / older sister was probably 11 or 12. Yeah, we got fucked up as 7-year-olds and pre-teens and all that kind of sorts. So that was my first experience with alcohol. Best moment with friends, Discord members. Well, we have the Christmas VC that passed in late December. That was an amazing experience for the members itself from Discord. IRL friends. It's my whole high school life. All of high school was just amazing with the friends I grew up with. Like with my friends on the Discord, you guys know him as Last Man. And if you watch my Dead by Daylight person who I call AJ, I have the best memories with mostly them. So I would say it's hard to describe. Like I said, every single thing to do with high school with my friends that I made, all that were just amazing moments. Especially prom, hanging out, chilling, going to McDonald's every single Wednesday just to hang out there for a few hours. Like I said, high school in the hood, you have a group of friends, all hit different. Which video game made you the most anticipated? Resident Evil games. Usually when I see a new Resident Evil game, I'm like, oh shit, I'm ready. Or whenever I see something new with Metal Gear, anything with Kingdom Hearts, those games are like, I gotta get it. But yeah, those 3 chains of games: Metal Gear, Resident Evil, and Kingdom Hearts. Do you like jerky? And if so, what kind? I've tried teriyaki jerky, I've tried barbecue jerky, I've tried original jerky. Well, yeah, jerky is something I don't mind eating. I like any. I haven't had any jerky that made me cringe and try and taste it. Did you ever think Santa was real? Yes, I did. My uncle there's a lot of Bobbies in the world, so my uncle Bobby was always big. He reminded all of us of Santa a little bit. So he decided to go super in depth into his role, that he had a fake beard. He put little little freckles on his cheek. He get the glasses, you get the wig, the hat, the whole outfit. He already had the beer belly, so he had to do nothing else. But I legitimately thought it was really Santa as a kid. So yeah, I believed in Santa. What was the biggest lie that you believed for a long time? Santa. There you go. I believed in Santa for the longest time. And I'm gonna just say this quickly. I hope this doesn't trigger anybody, but like I said, it's just for me, you know, in my belief, religion. Anyways, what's the biggest lie you told? The biggest lie I told was, I guess it was to the fiance about me, you know, smoking a certain magical leaf. A certain magical leaf. I didn't tell her for a good while, but now she knows. But yeah, that's one of the biggest lies I've told. I don't like lying to people. I don't really have much lies. Have you ever punched someone? If so, what was the reason behind it? The only person that punched was Enfi or Autumn. Because Enfi is a bitch. It's the best way I could put it. Like I said, I also grew up with Enfi. He's my cousin. And Enfi or Autumn, yeah, Autumn is the closest I have to a brother. I was born in 97. Autumn was born in 99. You know, his mother and my mother are sisters, same grandmother. So it's like we're always with each other, like almost every single day as a kid. And then growing up, when I started going to school, so obviously when babies to obviously toddlers, you start going to school. When I started going to school, you know, we have mutual grounds when it comes to, you know, each other every weekend. Before my aunt passed away, not his mom. I have, like I said, my grandmother had my grandma's one of 16 kids. Most of it were girls. One of the 16 kids passed away back in my, you know, mid high school years. But prior to that, from all of elementary, middle, and beginning of high school, she was my babysitter. She also was my cousin's Autumn babysitter. Not only that, I spent time a lot with Autumn through, you know, being at my house or being at his house, with my grandparents, or just growing up together. You know, it was also my aunt's job, not job, but just duty in a sense, where she agreed to babysit both me, my sister, and Autumn. But Autumn's a pain in the ass, and he used to just do stupid things, and I punched him because he deserves it. That's all. That's the reason behind it. He deserved it. How much money would it take to get you to eat a man's ass? Nothing. There's just no money in the world that would get me to do that, because I'm a man, and you know, I half-ass. There's times where I half-ass clean my ass, so I'm not gonna trust it. What keeps you motivated? You guys. First, the people who are listening, my fiance, my friends, people on Discord. I don't see you guys as a number. I see you guys as individual people who enjoy my content. And the people who individually join my Discord, I basically, the people who actually do conversate and people who are active, I'm starting to know them in a sense, like kind of almost like on a personal level. But every independent people that is constantly active on my Discord, I know them either by name, behind their screen name, or their YouTube name, or their Discord name. I'm starting to know them as their real name, or I just know their personality by now. So you guys are the main motivation to why I continue doing these podcast videos, streams, uploading, commenting, all that kind of sorts, and me getting up in the morning. What's your most prized possession? My Pokemon cards. Yeah, my Pokemon cards. That's my prized possession. And Pokemon cards, I have, you know, I have different alcoholic drinks that I haven't opened from different, you know, from Puerto Rico, one from gifts, other sorts of that kind of stuff. So Those are kind of my prized possession, but my most prized possession is my Pokemon cards. I have a whole bunch of cards from '99. I have a whole bunch of Ancient Mew cards that are still sealed. But yeah, those are my prized possessions. What's your most expensive possessions? Same thing, Pokemon cards. That's a very expensive lifestyle to have, as well as my cigar stuff. So my cigars and my Pokemon stuff are my most expensive possessions. My humidor that has my cigars is easily over $1,000 worth of cigars in it. Favorite open world game: Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, and Assassin's Creed games. So both those games are my favorite open world game. Assassin's Creed, like Odyssey, Origins. I haven't played the new one yet, the Valhalla. It's on my computer, but I haven't played it yet. The Valhalla most likely might be one of my favorite games, but Odyssey, Origins, and Phantom Pain are my favorite open world games. So we're finally gonna get an open world Pokemon game. So that might be my top 4 or 5, whatever the case may be, when it comes to open world games. If you could replay one game all over again, experience it like it's the first time you're playing it, what game would you choose? Pokemon. Experiencing Pokemon for the very first time as a kid was amazing. Seeing all the newest Pokemons, new art styles, just the new Pokemon itself. Nowadays, because of internet, because of this, you see everything everywhere online. Before the game comes out, they showcase all the newest Pokemons. They show you all the new starters, new this, new that. Me growing up back in Fire Red and Emerald and Sinnoh, you didn't get any commercials. You gotta figure things out yourself. And playing these games for the very first time, I played Sapphire. Learning the Braille for the Reggies. All that experience was like amazing. So it's like that's was innovating about Pokemon. Just different creatures you never seen from the previous game coming in, or sometimes obviously there's some Pokemon you already knew revisiting the game. So you learn a lot of new things, a new story, and new creatures, new puzzles, new gym leaders. I would love to revisit and replay Pokemon with a blank slate of memory. Ditto for movies. For movie wise, I would like to re-experience Spy Kids. Spy Kids was something I used to love to watch a lot as a kid. And the same director of Spy Kids is the same director who made Shark Boy and Lava Girl. So I would love to relive Spy Kids and Shark Boy and Lava Girl, because those are just, again, movies from my childhood. You collect anything. I collect pop figures, I collect Pokemon cards, I collect cigars, I collect cigar accessories. Since I love cooking, I collect a whole bunch of different types of knife sets, spoon, forks. I have different types of chopsticks, anything kitchen wise as well. I have a big passion for cooking, so I collect things from my kitchen as well, and as well as drinks and shot glasses. With compilations finished, you look back at all the comps you've done. What comp is your personal favorite? The fat moments. Out of all of them, the fat moments and the wheeze moments are the ones I love the most when it comes to Grizzy. Or I would say fat, wheeze, and going too far. Those were the best compilations I enjoyed the most. Those are the ones I actually rewatch myself sometimes. And I always laugh and enjoy it because it's just like, that's just my humor. I love dark humor, love dry humor that makes you laugh, and I love talking about food. So we get the fat moments, you have the wheezes, and you have the dark humor. What comp did you think was the best, even if it wasn't your favorite? The best compilation? Which one I had a lot of edits in? I guess the do gay moments. I know there was some of them I did like little edits into, like remember the Joker, the Austin Power one, like the ones that do those little intros to one of the like little intros that people call my name out and I do it. Those are usually the best compilations because I'll put like a little clip saying that don't tap me or don't mention my name and don't think I'm not gonna do it. So yep, anything that had to do with my name being mentioned and I do it, those are the comps I like. Even though they're not really my favorite. How's your editing style, video style changed since you started? It drastically improved. I went from just basic, just jump cuts and subtitling to doing sound effects, green screening, transitions, overlaying, masking. So I've improved a lot. It's obviously there's a lot more ways for me to improve now, but from where I very started, I improved a lot. My sound effects, the sound levels are finally being more balanced out and more better. I have more reasoning to use sound effects. My sound effects folder is filled with a lot of great effects. And then my green screening, how I use Premiere Pro before I used to use Sony Vegas. So it improved a lot. What Christmas present did you receive that made you go, ugh, this plane sucks, bro, to the other person? In other words, what's the worst Christmas present you've received? I mean, I haven't really gotten anything bad. Most of the gifts were either cards of money or pajamas and socks. Yeah, it's just, I guess the ones who just gave me straight up socks, I'm like, oh, okay, but I don't mind socks, especially at my age now. I like socks, so yeah, that's about it. What's your opinion on fishing? I don't mind it. There's times where I have a lot of patience and there's times where I have no patience. But fishing is something I don't mind doing. It's entertaining to me sometimes. Depending if I have, a nice cigar, nice drink on the side like a beer, I won't mind. I used to go fishing a lot with my dad. I went fishing a lot with my fiance's grandfather before he passed, so I don't mind. At one point in your life, did you realize you weren't a kid, you were innocent, you were responsible, and you wish you'd go back? Every day. At one point in your life? At what point? I guess after graduating high school. Or entering high school. Because I was more responsible to getting to school, taking the bus. I was more responsible of, obviously the homework stuff, having a life, maintaining my social life. And after graduating, obviously getting a job and some sorts like that. I just wish I could go back in time where I could just knock out on my sofa and wake up in my bed. I want to go back in life where I could just not pay bills. I wish I could go back in time where my back doesn't hurt. I want to go back in time where I could just stop adulting and breathing. Anyways, what video game has made you cry the most? What video game has made you cry the most? Kingdom Hearts 3. Because fuck Kyrie for being a bitch. Always dying. Like, we can never get a game where we all just spend time with each other. And in Kingdom Hearts 1, got drifted apart. That finally get together at Kingdom Hearts 2. Things happen where you decided to leave her on some trip and she stood in Destiny Islands, and then boom, and at part 3, y'all separated. Like, what the hell? My wife and I were pregnant over the holiday season and lost it a week before Thanksgiving. I haven't really had a broke down moment. I've been busy keeping it together for her. Is this a normal thing to feel? I've been good with death and grieving. Any tips? For men, we've been taught with society standards to suck it up, be a man. Men don't cry. Men are strong. We're supposed to be strong for everybody else, or be a shoulder to cry on for others. But there's times that we need to be weak. It's fine. It's fine to be, quote unquote, in societal terms, unmenlike. It's fine. You know, sorry for what you lost. I'm sorry for your loss. And I've been through that kind of, I haven't been to that specifically, but I've been through loss with my aunt basically being like the second mother to my life and me losing her. And I think even to this day, even though it's been almost 9 years now, it still hasn't hit me. Because, you know, I was with her every single day from like almost all my life. And it's like, it's a weird feeling. It's because of society. It's society terms of how we're supposed to act. We can't be how we feel like acting. But I have to say, it is fine to show your griefs. It is fine to break down. It is fine to cry. It is fine to express yourself to others. It's fine to show, you know, your wife, it's fucked me up. I need help. We need help. I need somebody. We need somebody. We need to be that somebody together. You showed your weak side. Let me show you my weak side. It's completely fine. So that's my tip for you. It's like I said, it doesn't matter what society says. Fuck what they say. Focus on what makes you happy. Will get you back to normal. And I hope in the near future, if you guys were to try again, nothing happens, no complications happens, because I was supposed to be one of 4 kids. My mom only managed to have me and my sister. My mom had that pain of losing kids. So she told me how she felt. I know it's not a great feeling, so I really hope that doesn't happen to you ever again. I just bless you with you and your wife a future of potentially not going through that ever again. But anyways, like I said, if you want more to talk about it, you should know who you are. Hit me up in my DMs and we'll talk more about it. Exactly where do you see yourself at the end of 2021? I see myself as Senpapi Rick. I want no affiliation of compilations to my name entering 22. So I'll say at the end of 2021, I see myself as Senpapi Rick and Senpapi Rick only. What advice can you give someone who wants to break out of the shell but deals with bad social anxiety? I will say practice in front of a mirror. Go in front of a mirror or take out your phone, take out the camera, just practice talking to yourself in a sense. Have fake conversations. Have fake just role play by yourself. It sounds stupid, but that kind of like breaks your shell with just you finding confidence in how you want to talk, and then do it slowly. You know, talk with other people in school or other friends or other areas, or if you have a job, people you see work with you that's around your age group. Talk with one person to know that person. Actually form a friendship or a bond, then start slowly talking to groups of people, a group of 2, a group of 3. Then next thing you know, you're fine to talk to a group of 10 people, 20 people, 30 people without it really activating anxiety. Like I said, start with yourself, start with one person, and then work yourself up from that point on once you get yourself the confidence and that drive to do more. What made you start your YouTube career? What are your goals with your channel? What made me start with my YouTube career was basically just boredom. When I got fired from Walmart, I'm like, damn, I gotta find some way to, entertain myself as a way for other jobs to call me, and just upload YouTube videos. And when I started seeing numbers happen, and then YouTube offered me partnership, I'm like, okay, let's take this seriously. And then as of October of last year, October of 2019, that's when it really hits. And I'm like, damn, I need to start focusing. I need to start doing this. And my goals were get your content out, make people happy, focus on yourself, get things done, have relationships with your followers in a sense where, friendships, bonds. Make sure that you are engaging with people on your platform and just engage with them. Just comment back on them, heart their comments, make sure they're being seen. And that's one thing that was my goals, because you guys are not numbers, you guys are people. So I decided, like listen, I would take days of just scrolling through all the comments and like or heart, come back, comment, heart, comment, and that was just my goal. Once I started seeing it actually take off and this could be legitimately serious, I took you guys serious, I took myself serious, and I want to show you guys you mean something to me. And yeah, things are happening now, which I'm happy. And that's how I started my YouTube career. Just out of one, I was out of boredom, and then I just took it serious. My question is, what is your view on virtual reality and its wonders? So me being a big Metal Gear fan, VR was something that was talked about a lot in Metal Gear, especially in Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2. Virtual reality has always been talked about in these 2000 and these 1994 game. Me seeing that, me reading that, I'm like, bullshit, this would never happen. And then seeing it actually come to life and seeing stuff that is available now that kind of like mimics what Metal Gear said that they have in the military for their game, it blows my mind. There's so many things you could do now. There's certain games you could play. You got the VR chat, you have the paddings for your arms, your knees, your legs, your body, and it actually mimics real life movements. It just kind of like blows my mind, especially me being a whole anime weeb with Sword Art Online and Axel World. It kind of makes you think potential of the future of these VR machines, and how far it will go, and how real it will become in the near future. So VR is both amazing and scary, but I'm willing to do a big deep dive into that wonders of VR. Since you and Senpapi are engaged, can we expect some Senpapies? No, not yet. We're both 23. We just became engaged. We want to enjoy our engagement. Obviously, we want to plan for a wedding. We want to plan for a whole bunch of other stuff. But we would like to potentially plan or even think about Senpapies maybe around 28, 29 years old. I would like to travel with her. I want to travel to different countries. I want to take her out. I want to have a house. I want to get myself and herself a bunch of things that we need to just grow our relationship. It doesn't have to be material wise. It could just be just, you know, just communication wise. There's so many things I want to do and get, and this and that and this and that before some babies could enter the picture. So I can't give you an exact date because I'm 23, maybe around 28, 29 is when some babies might be coming around. When you play games with us again, like I said, I gotta start. Like I said, I have to schedule myself more accordingly to certain things. I have, you know, content creators who wants to play with me. I have, you know, IRL friends who want to play with me. There's certain games or single player games that I want to do. There's times where I want to open Pokemon cards, which is just something I stream. So it's like there's so many aspects of things that just happening all at once. I just gotta learn how to schedule it properly, so I could probably take days, or yeah, probably a day for people on Discord to play with them. So it's all determines on scheduling and how I manage it. That's when I can start playing with more people on the Discord. Skittles or M&Ms? M&Ms. What is your philosophy? My philosophy is basically mind your business. My philosophy is you only live once. My philosophy is just be nice, be kind to other people, and just YOLO, live your life. You only live once. Just don't sacrifice your life for somebody who won't do anything for you. Make sure you're fine in life. Make sure you have, you know, you put your money in a whole bunch of different outlets. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't just have a 9-to-5 job and just be having a 9-to-5 job your whole life. Get into stocks, get into crypto, get into bonds, try to form a business, get into real estate, just all that kind of stuff. Just continue forming a life for yourself. Just don't be like the norm of society. Be different. What's a good year, relationship years, to get married? Because it all varies. I can't tell you because, like I said, I've been almost 10 years with mine, and I just got engaged. The difference of that is I got with my girlfriend I got with my fiance at 13. So I can't say 3 years. You know, 3 years for me would have been 16. So it's like, it's kind of hard to tell you how many years. It just, when you feel like it's the right time. When you're with somebody, you know the feeling when it's the best time. Don't ever stress time with relationships. That's how you have arguments, and that's how you end relationships. You focus so much on time. Okay, it's been 3 years. I gotta plan something for the 4th year. Enjoy the 3rd year. Whatever happens in the 3rd year, enjoy it. Plan the 4th year anniversary. You know, either a few months before, but don't stress the 4th year anniversary the day of the 3rd year. Just enjoy your day. That's about it. When are you planning on having some babies? If that question had already asked, what will your name your first child? For it being for boy, either for both, either girl or boy. For girl, I like Elena, and then for boy, I like Adrian. Like I said, the last name's not yet, but my last name hasn't been public yet. But for boy, Adrian. For girl, Elena. You play an instrument? No, I wish. I'm too poor for that. Okay, Mr. George has all these questions that I kind of like. They're like super focused on a lot of things, so I'm gonna take like 20 minutes on this one. What's your opinion on the fact that modern society is more focused on equality and freedom of opinion, sexuality, and self-worth? People who formulate opinions of the subjects from religious standpoints often gets their opinions shunned, ignored, and get shit upon having these opinions. I believe, because I'm atheist, religious standpoints should fuck off, honestly, because in societal terms and how other major religions, how they operate, is about minding their fucking business. I never see anything with Jewish views affecting their business, their hires, or their money. Muslims don't talk about their views on LGBTQ. Jewish people will never talk about their views on LGBTQ. Islamics, you have all these other religions, Buddhism, all these major religions that you see operating here in America don't talk shit at all about their views on LGBT, about equality, about sexuality. They don't talk about any of that. The only group that talks about it is Christians. And the difference between those religions that are also part of the majority of America, which, like I said, Muslims, Islamics, Jewish, Buddhism, and so on, they mind their fucking business and they support it no matter if their Bible, their book, their Quran, or their Star Davids, or whatever the case may be, even though in their books it may not approve of it, they move on. Like I said, that's why I hate religion. That's why I choose to be atheist, because I still respect it. The one I respect the least is is Christians. Christians I respect the least because they shove their views down your throat. You could be a gay Jewish person, and a Christian will say, "Well, you're going to hell." Listen, under my Jewish belief, they say otherwise. The Christians will force their views on other religions or people who have no religions. That's one like that. I don't like to get into the topic of the religions, but it's just, that's my standpoint, in my opinion, on this topic. Christians or conservatives should shut the fuck up and allow people to be people, just as the other religions of this country minded their business and accepted the terms of what's going on in the world. What is your opinion on the fact the social country currency has led to social inequality in between people that have made a society and economy largely based on greed and power, while the normal working class keeps losing power and wealth while working powerful to make them more powerful? Alright, so what I'm seeing in the sense where is, what's my opinion on basically the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer? I think because of certain people in power, presidential wise, creates division. And like I said, I don't like talking about, like I said, politics and religion, I don't like really getting much onto my podcast. But this is when the independence of being, because I'm atheist, I don't believe in anything, but I still respect and I read every single thing about every religion. Me being independent from politics. Democrats do well with the economy, while Republicans do well for the rich and for capitalism. So, like I said, the Republicans do good for the super rich, while Democrats do super well for the super poor. There's no in betweens. There's no party that does things for the middle class. If you're super poor, you go for Democrats. If you're super rich, you go for Republicans. And like I said, I can't really have an opinion because there's nothing that could be done. I've seen people suggest so many amazing things, but they won't do it because it helps the middle. Democrats are so fixated on fixing and helping the super poor that the people in the middle are they're not getting any benefits. Republicans are so focused on the billion-dollar companies and the billionaires they're not giving a shit about the middle class people. It was like it's nothing. There's nothing we could do. There's no opinion I could talk about because there's no in betweens. Not in this country. It won't be for a very long time until independent people start taking over office, or Democrats or Republicans get wiped off from the face of party. So until independents come in and all Republicans expired and all Democrats expired, there's no middle ground that could have this opinion happen, in a sense, or this fact happening to happen. Okay, your opinion is the so-called flexing on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc. is desensitizing the youth the meaning of money. I love your questions, George. Yo, this is some great topic. This is topics. This is what I want for the podcast. This is where I wanted to go to or go with the podcast. I mean, I don't think it's flexing with YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. I think it's just social media in a whole, mixed with music. Me growing up, I grew up with like Jesse McCartney, Usher, Mario, Neo, Michael Jackson. You know, music that was more about love and relationships and this and that. Old school Chris Brown, old school Lil Wayne. You know, rap music that actually had meanings and stories. T-Pain, you know, Shoddy. All of a sudden about one woman or just love. Now everything is about money, bitches, and drugs. So I'll say the combination of YouTube and a combination of social media with YouTube, the YouTubers like the Paul brothers. They're making it like bad when it comes to like the meaning of money. They're buying Lambos, they're buying these big houses, they're buying this and buying that. They're making kids think, oh, if I upload 4 YouTube videos, I could buy a mansion. Or all these, you know, rappers that have like stacks of money and they're pretending there's a phone on their ears. Some kids are like, okay, if I mumble rap, or if I have a good beat and I sing and do this, that could be me. I'm not with that. Do you think that it's justified that a third wave of feminism is constantly shitting on females, video games being wrongful fiction while still enjoying rom-com where a lot of times love and men are wrongfully depicted? I think just shitting on women in general is just stupid. No one is there's not everyone is good. There's bad men, there's bad women, there's bad non-binary, there's bad trans, there's bad gays, there's bad everything. Everybody has a bad in their group, no matter who it is. It's like feminism with, you know, kill all men and all that kind of stuff, or feminism saying, oh, you know, playing video games is not ladylike. At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't think about stuff like that, because at the end of the day, if it's not paying my rent, if it's not putting food in my stomach, I don't give a shit. That's how I live my life. Go back. There was a question before, for what is your philosophy? My philosophy is, if you don't pay my rent, if you don't pay my bills, if you don't pay for my food, my clothes, and my way of living, I don't fucking care about your opinion or how you feel about certain things. And nothing is justified. If you're shitting on people because of your personal belief, there's no just you can't justify that. So I don't think there's justification for feminism shitting on females, or, you know, the depictions of love between men and women. I don't care. To justify that children throw away college, school, and family and try to achieve becoming a full-time YouTuber streamer while there being little to no facts given certainty that their dreams will succeed. In my case, I threw away college. A lot of YouTubers threw away college. Some didn't. Homewrecker is a person who I looked up a lot on YouTube. I still watch his videos to this day. His streams every Sundays and stuff like that. And he didn't give up YouTube even though he was doing good in college. Even though he was doing good in YouTube, he didn't give up college. He got himself a master's, decided to, you know, hang his degree up next to his plaques. But at the end of the day, your child has a free will. If your child wants to do this, support them. Keep an eye on them. If you see that numbers are not being done, if you see this and you see that, just be honest with them. Hey, listen, I don't think it's gonna end up where you want it to be at as soon as you think it's gonna happen. I'm still gonna support your dream, but hey, go to college, continue going to school, go back to college, get yourself a degree, but still do this. Push this to the side, but still continue doing it until you see the point where that is making you money. Because at this moment, this is not making you any money. I want you to focus on school. Do school part-time, do this part-time. That's how I see it. Because as generation goes on, there's gonna be things that you don't know. So obviously parents now are not gonna understand or respect the YouTube life because they didn't have that growing up. They don't understand. They don't know shit about YouTube. Especially how, you know, the payment process or how to get paid, the CPMs, the RPMs. They don't get all that. Unless they're a part of it, they don't get that. Like I said, but let your kids be. Mostly they know what's right and what's wrong. But still be there to course them in the right direction. Ask them questions. How is the process? How do you get paid? How have an interest and monitor it yourself. If you don't see numbers hitting, just tell them, listen, it's not gonna happen as soon as you think it's gonna happen. Continue focusing on school. That's how I justify it. How come the mental health issues such as not limited to depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, mental breakdowns get romanticized by teenagers these days who claim to have disorders while never being diagnosed nor even having visited a professional who could diagnose them? I think the generation that we have now lives on trends. When I grew up in middle school and with high school, you know, social media started to take off drastically. And it was like 2013 when things started to take off more. And on the keyboard, number 3, when you do shift, the hashtag. That was the year of the hashtags. Instagram, with other stuff, and you know, you get the point. Things are trends now. Something blows up, everybody wants a piece of that pie. And that's the case with these things: depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, mental breakdowns. That's a trend. Some people can actually have it, but some people think it's cool to be depressed. Some people think it's cool to talk about depression. Some people think it's cool, and that's when it gets to the point where, you know, mental health should be monitored. Mental health should be, you know, taken serious. But there's people out there who actually have anxiety and depression, and you know, since it wasn't studied as much or really talked about much, because as growing up as a man, you were supposed to not show feelings. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to do this. That's where the topic I talked about before comes to relevance with this, because now we're getting to the point in time where it's fine to show emotion, to show what you truly feel. There's a lot of men who for many years hid their depression. There's times where they actually do go to specialists and they will say, listen, you are depressed. you do have anxiety. It's like a back and forth type of thing. Some kids will actually do have it. You never know what somebody experienced. There's some kids out there who just say it just because they want to flex their quote unquote disability. So like I said, it's this generation is hard to take because people are too sensitive. I think because of their sensitivity is depression. It's I don't know. This generation is its own category of just stupidness. People are too sensitive. People hop on mental disorders, like as where the case may be, and it's just this generation needs to grow a backbone. That's all it really is. Grow a backbone, but at least also communicate their feelings. That's all fine. But don't communicate it to the point where it's affecting other people's lives because they don't like it. The whole Pepe Le Pew, like the whole Potato Head, like the whole other occasion, Uncle Ben's. Andre, understand Uncle Ben's? Come on. That's my opinion on that kind of matter. Is it justified that mothers in today's society can get custody for a child much easier than a father can? Well, especially for boys, a father figure is an important part in the youth of a child. I would like to reference my cigar podcast. I'm part of a podcast channel as well called Sticks and Fire Cigars on a separate channel that you guys can find in my description of my YouTube video, but it should be also in my link of my probably my link tree. Yeah, it's in my link tree. But we had a whole tangent about this topic exactly, and I will say watch that video. I think it's the very first episode of the podcast where me as a 20-year-old talk about it, innocent as a mid 30-year-old person talked about it who actually has kids, and as well as my uncle Alex who's in his 40s who also have his own kids, talked about the matter of how bad the judicial system is against fathers and mothers. But to basically sum up, it is not justified. Society is horrible to men compared to women. Women will be drug dealers. Women will be drug addicts. Women will be sex addicts, prostitutes. There will be all these type of things. I'm not saying all. Obviously, I'm saying some. Some women will have all these different things that they're doing on the side. They will keep their child, while the father will be a businessman. Will be all types of up to standard to take care of the kids and be in custody. Because of the favoring of women, the justice system will favor the mother. Like what's going on with Johnny Depp and his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, whatever the hell. He lied about violence. He showed proof. He lost the battle. He lost the court. Now I'm hearing things happening now because of social media making it more uprising. Things are turning. Look at that. Social media had to butt in to have this flip. Imagine how many times things like that happen. That goes under social media radar. That's allowed. So I don't think it's justified. What's your opinion on the fact that people who did great things and saved millions, if not billions, lives are almost always forgotten? The people who do terrible things like murder millions are always remembered. Like for example, Thomas Midgley, who invented unleaded gasoline and saved around 1 billion lives. You didn't know the name. You didn't know that name. Lure the accomplishment. Now Adolf Hitler, you immediately know the name, didn't you? You're right. American history favors dictators and the wrongdoers. Especially in southern schools, Christopher Columbus, he's a genocidal maniac. He committed genocide for the Native Americans, and he wrongfully took land that wasn't his. American citizen, but at the end of the day, I don't like the history of America. It's fucked up. It's racist. It's genocidal. Slavery, all these different things, but America tends to turn a blind eye for the bad parts and basically, justifies it in a way where, oh, because of this happened. They kind of like hide the truth. They like it's basically like terms of service. They'll give you what you want. They'll tell you what's in it. And in terms of service, it has a part 1, part 2, part 3. It has like very like hidden details in the terms of service that you don't read because there's so much to read. And it's like, yeah, it's been because of slavery and wiping out a whole race of native people, and we raped and pillaged their land. Yes, that may have happened, but look, we have our land. We discovered America. We quote unquote discovered land that already had people on it. But hey, all Mexicans are rapists. Well, yeah, even though we raped and pillaged all the women of the Native Americans, and yes, even though we knew that South America and Mexico had a war, and now in the times of healing, we took advantage of that and took the land from the Illinois, thingy. Yes, even though we use that to our advantage to steal land again, we're not bad people. We're not a bad country. It's like we know more about the bad because it's taught in history. Genghis Khan, all these people that is warriors or fighters or evil or death surround them is idolized in America. I don't know. My opinion is that reform needs to happen in this country, and like I said, people take credit. Like, you think it was like what? Thomas Edison was quote unquote the inventor of the light bulb. It was actually an African person named Henry something. His last name. But see, like, a good example. Person who invented the actual light bulb, who actually invented it. An African guy did it, but we know it as Thomas Jefferson. It's like I said, this country works backwards. They favoritize the white aspects of history, but not all aspects. But now that was all of George's topics, which like I said, I did. Yeah, it took 20 minutes. I like stuff like this. George, I need you more active. I need you to ask me more topics like this for next podcast. Also on fleshlights. Never had one, never used one. I have a person living with me that I could easily use. Anyways, when you bust the good old nut, do you fear this bias of you done for around 10 seconds? Yes. I don't know why. After when you watch something, it looks nice. You're like, damn, yo, I want to be there. And then once you relieve, that, you're like, what the fuck is this gross shit? Yeah, it happens to me. What direction do you want to go to? What direction do you want your channel to go? Like I said, to the point where I could be independent, where my name is known. Single playthroughs with the wifey, playthroughs with people on Discord, the content creators making gameplay content with me, vlogs, cooking stuff. There's so many different directions I want to go with the channel, so yeah, that's the direction I want to go. Just leaving behind compilations and becoming more of a me. Oh yeah, his second question was basically what I just said. What direction do you want to go? That was one question. It said like with things like editing, intro, outro, humor, games, content. I already explained all that, so I did a 201 with homie. And your equipment, you just moved in with some mommy, which means new equipment, new space. I mean, yes, I'm looking into getting myself a new monitor. The monitor I have currently is an LG. It's 240 hertz, 1080p display. There's a new display or monitor with a LG as well. That's 144 hertz with a 4K display. I'm thinking about possibly maneuvering into that kind of for my gaming stuff. And then with my PC itself, the PC I have currently, the specs on it is decent, it's alright. I'm thinking about getting myself more of a monster Buffy PC for better stream quality and other stuff like that. So I'm still thinking about doing that kind of stuff soon. And that's what little things in my office, like little LED lights, little features. Like I said, I did the upgrade with the mic and Go XLR combo. Before I had an Elgato Wave, now I have the Shure XLR combo. So there's things I will be upgrading, but I don't know yet. Do you plan to become a YouTuber who streams or a streamer that uploads? I'm thinking about doing both. I want to become a YouTuber who plays his own independent games, just regular recording, and there's times where I would love to play a game and stream it, then upload it. So either or. I don't mind. I'll be both. Then lastly, last question, which is the most recent. I have answered this before, but I'll answer it one last time because it's been a while since my last episode. What is your dream car? My dream car is a Camaro. I'm in love with it back in Transformer days, even though I'm not a big fan of the Transformer saga. I just love Bumblebee the character, and I love the Camaro itself. So all topics and all questions have been answered. I will try my best to make this happen more often, more topics driven. I'm gonna end questions, and I want topics. I think I already answered all questions that needs to be known. My affiliation of the Goons, my affiliations of my name, my affiliations with my relationship, the future of the channel, the past of the channel, during the channel. I think all that has been asked, and I think questions and topics that George has given me with today's society, money aspect, the sexuality aspect, religion aspects, flexing aspects, those stuff I love to talk about. Depression, anxiety, those things are that's what I wanted for this channel. That's what I wanted for the very longest time. So I think from now on, I'm gonna hold topics and questions to the standard of what George gave me from this point on. And I would like to have topics I could go on for 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes about. That's what I want to do from this point on. So I say thank you guys for all the questions. I want to say again, thank you for waiting for episode 5. It's been so damn long, but things should be back in a row. I have this episode 5. I do have a separate area for questions from me and Mrs., which I should be recording very soon. I just gotta figure out how to do it properly, because with this mic, if you're far enough, you're very muted in a sense. So I gotta figure out a way to record with the Mrs. This podcast might be through Discord. I don't know. I gotta figure that out soon, but hope you guys enjoyed episode 5 of this podcast. It's a little bit everywhere, but as well as very informative. But take a shot every time I said but if you guys enjoyed it, love your faces. I'll see you guys on episode 6 with the Misses very soon. See you guys next time. Peace.